So I want to chat about vision and expanding your vision and why this is important for success and prosperity. I was doing some counseling calls with my team leaders in a business I worked yesterday. 3 different leaders. So I'm talking to the first guy and I ask him what I ask all my leaders every single week. I looked at his volume that he was producing and I said, okay, I see your volume is this. Where you think it's going to be at the end of the night, because the week closes out at Wednesday, midnight. He said, I don't know, hopefully it'll be good. I'm like, you have no goal, no specific goal you're shooting for? I want you to go right now. I want you to get off this webcast. I want you to go to your library, get the magic of thinking big, and I want you to spend 30 minutes reading that. So he says, okay, he's going to do that. Hey, Jorge, good to see you. So I'm counseling with the next guy, and he is shooting to achieve his next pin rank. He would become a platinum, right, is the term of the rank. So I say, so how's it going? What's it look like this week? He says, yeah, I think it's going good. I should hit platinum this week or next week. So I said, I want you to drop whatever you're doing, end of this call. I want you to go get the magic of thinking big, and I want you to spend 30 minutes reading that book. I'm counseling with the next person, a lady, and we're talking about her, and she's really close to reaching that same rank that this last guy had talked to her. And let me see if I can move that over. Okay, so okay. And yet, if you, by the way, please like hearts. Thank you for the hearts and the likes or whatever, so I know you're on here. So she's just about that rank. And I said, that's great. You got a good shot. Are you going to do that tonight? She says, yeah, I got a good shot. But of course, next week is the hard part, because I would have to do it again. Because it's a rank you have to qualify for 2 weeks in a row to achieve it. And I was like, where did that come from? Why do you think next week would be the hardest part, the second week? Because if you achieve it this week, means you had more people joining your team, you had more volume in your team, and it should be easier next week. And she said, well, on Tuesday I'm flying to so-and-so, and then on Wednesday I'm going to spend 2 days with so-and-so, and then I've got a fundraiser for a charity that I work for next, whatever day. I'm like, here's what I want you to do. I want you to drop whatever you're doing as soon as this conference is over. I want you to go to your library, find the book, The Magic of Thinking Big, and I want you to spend 30 minutes reading that book. Now, what is the commonality of these 3 stories? Why am I telling you about it? What's the lesson for you? If you've ever heard, I don't even remember which keynote I tell the story in, but one of my keynotes, I have a story about this book and how I made an extra $250,000 in 20 minutes because of this book. Got that? Because of this book, I made an extra $250,000 in 20 minutes. So I obviously swear by this book. This is, and I just got this recently from Amazon, because I don't know, the last one I gave to someone, lent to someone, whatever. I guarantee I bought 25 copies of this book over the last 20 years or so. And there was a quote in here, and this is what I wanted to read to you that I think is so important. It's, Dr. Schwartz is talking about belief. Belief is the thermostat that kind of regulates what we achieve in life. And here's what he says in the book. As time goes by, lack of belief in himself shows through in the way the fellow talks, walks, acts. Unless he readjusts his thermostat forward, he shrinks, grows smaller and smaller in his own estimation. And since others see in us what we see in ourselves, he grows smaller in the estimation of the people around him. If you just typed out that little quote and you printed it out and you put it on your computer, it would be one of the most profound revelations that you could ever have in your journey for success and prosperity and happiness and healthy relationships and all of those things. Because, and wow, thanks for all the hearts and like, you guys are going crazy today. And by the way, like this page, I post something here every weekday. So if you want to, sometimes it's a slide, sometimes it's a article, sometimes I'll just do a quick training thing like this. So please like the page, and then you'll get a notice whenever I put a new content, which I'm going to do every weekday, Monday to Friday. It's the magic of thinking big, Freddie. So here's the thing: when you and that's why when I say I made an extra $250,000 in 20 minutes, it's because I expanded the vision I see the world through. And this is what we do with self-development and personal growth. And when you expand your vision, you see yourself capable of more things. You attempt bolder things, more daring things, more audacious things. And even if you don't achieve them all, the fact that you strive for something greater, something bigger, better, more amazing, more audacious, you end up accomplishing more. And if you don't, if you buy into all the negative programming, which you're always getting, fed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you start to see the world through a smaller lens. And that's why I was so working with, my people yesterday. I'm saying, I want you to go read that, because I don't allow them to see themselves in such a limiting view. I don't allow them to look at the world through such a tiny little window, because then they look at their potential, their capabilities in such a tiny little window. So when you read a book like The Magic of Thinking Big, or Think and Grow Rich, or As a Man Thinketh, you expand the window that you look out the world. And when you expand that window, you expand what you believe you are capable of. And amazing things happen from that.